what were our other next things to do in the stuff?
Well, we, should we start off by cataloging the things that we were, like, kind of remiss on, type thing? Because,
It had to do Matthias at some point.
Yep, exactly. So,
Better sooner than later.
We have a Matthias, we have another one to do.
And my favorite of his things of him I've ever even seen, Cyberzone.
Yes, sir. Any sci-fi Matthias is going to be a grand old time.
Which, he's not on the front, but he's on the back.
Yeah.
Man, this involves the most of his lines for him and screen time for him.
Yep. Yeah.
For us to enjoy. Cyberzone, 1995.
Yep. So, it's
film.
Yeah. It's the mid-90s. It's not the early 90s. But yeah, this, it also stars Mark Singer, who you know from other films.
What do I even know him from, aside from Beastmaster?
I mean, that's what I knew him from.
Yeah.
I don't think there was anything else.
It's the guy from Cyberzone.
So yeah, this counts as another notable.
I am excited because this is Cyberzone. I don't remember where or when I procured the tape, but there she is.
Yeah.
Mon.
In all of its tape glory. So,
in the future, this threat of global takeover with cyber units forced Earth would outlaw their use.
Yeah.
Well, the text scroll in the movie starts with the tale of an earthquake.
Do they not mention the earthquake on the back?
When 4 female androids are smuggled to Earth, Jack Ford, Mark Singer, decided to track him down. Adventurous Chase, taken from the mean streets of Phoenix, the depths of New Angeles, and underwater city.
Yes.
Into the diabolical clutches of a maniacal kingpin and his criminal army.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's the year 2077.
Yep.
They had the big one again.
One that would,
in your early 90s.
Yeah. There was a lot of that going.
For the West Coast to fall into the sea.
Yeah, it sloughs off into the sea.
One of the other alternate titles of this is Phoenix 2.
Oh, yeah.
Because Phoenix counts as the westernmost metropolis since LA fell into the ocean.
Yeah, so that would explain the Phoenix 2 title.
So then they have a Cyberzone.
Yes.
Correct?
Although we're not 100%...
Were we clear on that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one counts as Cyberzone?
They never 100% delineate where the Cyberzone actually is. So the viewer is left to conjecture. Is it Phoenix? Is it some random spot that's the movie takes place, or is
There's colonies. Well, remember how much this is so much Blade Runner?
Yes. It's another one of the entries that...
a little bit of Star Wars, a lot of Blade Runner.
That grabs a few things from other sci-fi movies. But
where there's a real world. Beastmaster, Mark Singer, of course, comes from the real world.
Yes.
Where they breathe real air.
Real air.
And like smoke real cigars.
They're real people where he comes from. And
and then the lady that provides the juxtaposition for not being for the real world.
Sir, you can't possibly expect me to team up with this man. He smells of bot oil and sweat.
I work for a living, sweetheart.
I forgot if it was even up there or down there. When they say, I'm going back down to the smog and the...
Yeah, it counts as ground level...
what's it called? Cholesterol of the steaks.
The cholesterol. Yeah, we're going to the gummed up city of yesteryear. It counts as...
On the surface?
On the surface, yeah.
Anyway, he is a droid gunner.
Yeah. So there's your other title for the movie.
Has absolutely... Oh, yeah. Has
So,
absolutely nothing to do with Blade Runner
not at all. Not at all, no. So
or being a Han Solo. What was this? What does he wear? It's a brown
it's a dark brown,
Western style duster jacket,
yeah, and he has
reminiscent of a Shiler.
and he has this
Like you wear when you're a Blade Runner?
yeah, that Deckard Cain.
Oh, yeah, he would still have 80s hair in 95.
And yeah, so
That's not supposed to look like Han Solo.
but yeah, he is tasked with by this droid manufacturer to look
Oh, yeah,
for
the Bennett Corporation?
the droids.
Absolutely nothing like the Tyrell Corporation,
Well, no. I mean,
where he's the one who has to go pick up these stolen
pleasure
droid
droids.
girl robots.
Mm-hmm.
And they force him to partner with a droid technician
Yes.
lady.
Yeah. Who
That's not from the
not from the
polluted
seedy,
part of the world.
the seedy streets and the underworld part. Yeah.
Is she from the whichever one?
She's very corporate.
May or may not be the Cyberzone, but yeah, it's whichever one Mark Singer isn't in
Yeah. So then you get your duality.
of their cool clash.
Yeah. And
And the mystery of whether or not there'll be an item and love interest in the film.
yeah, we'll let you guys in the community guess which one that's going to be.
That's 2077. And, oh, yes, guess where they were actually stolen from? Somebody purchased the pleasure droids, however illegally, from the Bennett Corporation.
And they were
But then guess where whoever stole them from?
they were on the way to some moon on Jupiter, if I remember right.
Jupiter Mining Colony.
The mining colony, yeah. So, yeah, they get stolen from
Jupiter Mining Colony.
a mining colony. And then
Okay, remember what Jupiter is?
it's the,
A place with no ground.
yeah, it's a gas planet. So unless there's some new technobabble that involves mining gas,
I don't remember if I
2077.
ripped that off of this movie or if I came up with it independently. Probably did not. But yeah, this is another iteration of Jupiter Mining Colony. Yes.
oh man.
But as to our main event, Matthias Mann,
yeah, he
that is the
plays Hawks.
smuggler man. Yeah, his name's Hawks.
Not just one hawk, but multiple.
In addition to, yeah, Mr. Hawks.
Yeah, okay.
Matthias, who plays the smuggler man that's
He
hired to steal them
steal them
from
yes.
Jupiter
So yeah, so
by the Predator guy.
you're it's already pretty convoluted because you're having one guy chase after something that was probably purchased illegally,
You even know what a cyberzone.
and then you have the other guy
Yeah, did they need to be made illegal to begin with?
going to the same goal.
We're stealing a group of droids.
Are you sure they're here?
Data transmissions from Alpha Bank report they sold 4 pleasure droids to the Jupiter colony 3 weeks ago. As transfers off the colony is illegal, they must still be here.
Yeah, a party purchased probably illegally, and then this other party winds up being the criminal guy from New Angeles,
Oh, yes, you have to talk about
and
New Angeles, that there can still be in L.A.
yeah, it can't. It's
Heaven forbid that L.A. is
ever gets
in the hell decimated. Please.
yeah
That is now an underground or
underwater.
in the ocean
It's
dome
Yeah.
colony area
It's supposed to represent the new technology of the time
for, like,
that we can colonize underwater.
doing good work. They hire workers.
Yeah.
In your Blade Runners, they always need workers down there.
There's a lot of good work to be had down there. And,
That's supposed to be vice-free.
yeah, the administration, the city administration is like,
They make it a point to say,
no gambling.
what is it? No sex crimes, no
sex,
alcohol,
no alcohol, no drugs.
no drug trade, yeah.
So, yeah, the droids are being delivered, they're being stolen from a potentially illegal purchase to be brought down to an area that is definitely where it's illegal to own them. So,
As long as Matthias has stuff to do.
yeah, that's what
See? It's the problem.
that's the
with
main thing we care about, yeah.
the, albeit not that many Matthias things I've seen, is that you always seem to want him to have more screen time.
Yes,
And more lines.
while you do, though, you do want him always to have more lines and screen time. The little that he always gets, he packs a punch. It's kind of like...
Oh, well, he would need to, yeah. Maybe,
yeah,
whether it's the chicken or the egg, yeah.
yeah.
that he
So, you always want more, but what you get
eventually
is...
freaking started having to.
This is Universal Connor. What can I do for you boys?
Return to base immediately.
No can do.
Prepare your ship for boarding.
I don't think so.
is just awesome.
Finally, you
So-
can have him in some great sci-fi action
Great sci-fi action.
scenes where he has good one-liners.
Yes. Yeah.
They have a nice gap between times of seeing him.
Yeah.
He's in the very beginning, and then for your Mark Singer and for the lady,
Yeah, you
and
get...
the plot, you skip a 15 or 20 minutes, but then it eventually
Cuts
checks back in with Matthias.
Yep. And, yes. And
That you get the
and it's an actual
How
energetic...
many other times do you get to see him piloting a ship in the
Yeah.
what's it called? The Star Wars.
That's...
I got him.
That's-
Well, don't get cocky, kid.
Yeah.
It's just him going. I did not want to discredit the entire film but we can at least say the world building was not so strong
Yeah.
when they were making this plot and story. You can see the attempts at world building
Yeah. It's like
that were
they'll...
not really followed up on.
They will
or not
fill-
really well illustrated in the
Yeah.
cinematography. There's one little bit where they're going in this alleyway that shows like some steam in the street that's supposed to be the smog, and
Yeah.
then remember that shot where they darkened the bottom of the thing.
Well,
It's like the edge of the screen is red because it's supposed to be
Oh, yeah. Like...
acid rain
Some
or
CD.
a hole in the ozone or something.
Yeah. Well, also, they also do it in the plot, too, where, like, they'll skip, like, a key event, like how the fourth droid just magically winds up going away. They don't explain it.
We
Before?
thought maybe it was edited. Yeah, we thought maybe there were chunks of this edited out,
And,
which again doesn't help your world building
yeah. And, the...
or whatever. It shows a shot of this and a shot of that.
Yeah.
You understand that there's people flying through space and that there's a
There's, like, a vague connection.
underwater colony for LA or something. But point being, you focus much more on the dialogue
Yeah. The dialogue is what gets you.
and the funny, may or may not be actually good one-liners
Yeah.
of... Remember when they come up to him in the bar? They conveniently find Matthias in the bar,
Conveniently,
right
yeah.
when it's time to look for Matthias.
Yeah. The one bar in Phoenix. Yeah.
And then he goes,
This is a private party.
yes, that's a great movie one-liner.
Yeah.
They're both gonna do that. Don't forget, we have Mark Singer and Matthias Hughes.
Yeah, Mark
with
Singer's
lines.
got some good ones.
So yeah, they're both gonna have some
yeah, he's
reasonably actionable one-liners. What's a couple of his favorites? I'm saving up for charm school.
I'm saving up for charm school.
In someone that has seen Predator 2 or Predator. I don't have time to bleed. I don't have time to bleed. And then goes, let's go back to my place. Probably a Band-Aid over there.
I don't have time to bleed.
Oh. Get you some help.
Let's go to my place. I got a Band-Aid there.
It's not just Mark and Matthias having a few one-liners. You'll get the random staff workers, say, in the warehouse.
Hey you! Let me see your ID card right now!
The cyber training that the girl allegedly or definitely went through. Which is just you're training for real-world events in the cyber realm.
I'm cyber trained in judo and karate. I've got over 100 hours on the simulators.
Well, that's great. We run into any simulated killers, you can take over.
That cyber training actually winds up being useful because she kicks ass and has the knowledge of the droid mechanics.
When you're on the moon, that most of your training has to be
Yeah. So,
simulators.
yep. So, yeah.
They have to do some sleuthing.
Yes.
So, in your 90s dystopian sci-fi tropes,
Yeah.
in addition to a seedy strip club,
Yep.
where he has to go for the information, you have to go to a 90s dystopian sci-fi brothel,
Yes. That's one of my favorite parts of the movie.
where he's looking for the droids.
Yeah.
All right. Take it easy. Take it easy.
He shoots down a helicopter with a handgun.
One shot.
A whole bunch of great gunplay where the good guy has no cover.
Yes. Where he's, yeah, the same scene whenever he's hiding behind that lattice work that may or may not be a half pallet. The wood thing, the wood structure.
Which, by the way, they have cool vintage weapons.
Yeah, they do.
How is it 2077 and they're using these?
They're not even lasers.
He's got a just plain old revolver.
Yeah.
Where he's like emptying out bullets into the.
Yeah. Like, there's no lasers, there's no... Should we give that the movie's credit?
No extra lasers!
For not riding on the Star Wars coattails that hard? But...
Oh, yes, speaking of some of our Star Wars-isms, they had the crime boss that was a fat man in a throne room area.
Yes.
Holding court for his gangster entourage, chained up girls and everything.
Yeah.
Where, instead of Jabba, you call him Chuba.
Chuba. Yeah.
But then, reading through the credits in the end for the cast, that was spelled like Chewbacca.
Yeah. Which one
so
is...
So you get both?
What are we supposed to believe?
Well, you can conveniently rip off Star Wars twice.
That is literally a twofer, because it's the same character, but...
We were droid gunning. Somebody on the internet mentioned a bunch of reused footage.
Yeah.
From other movies. That all I could tell of that was just some of the establishing shots, maybe going in with a planet or something, and then the sky fights.
Yeah, like the...
That may or may not have been from Battle Beyond the Stars.
Yeah. I don't recall seeing a lot of reused footage, so...
They had cool space fights.
Yeah.
Briefly.
But...
What I was talking about.
Yeah. But, yeah. as far as piling on the reused footage, this movie does not do. So
I get sexual pleasures by having women follow me single file down the hallway.
Let me see to your pleasure.
By all means, single file down the hallway.
Ladies, I take sensual pleasure in all of you following me single file
you gotta
down this hallway, making no noise so we don't get caught.
Yeah, that's how
Type thing.
It's due to the simple programming, so they only understand what turns guys on. But it's still funny to think about. That's how they get around the logic with that. And they both have the same appreciation. Mark uses the same line as Matthias does later.
Oh, yes. How did he know to say single file? Is that just Pleasure Droid protocol?
That's one of those, yeah. One of those where, like, it's maybe a wireless share or something.
Well, chances are you're going to be smuggling them. So chances are you're going to need them to quietly go single file.
Yeah.
They make their way through the film plot.
Yes.
You get some nice double crosses.
Yeah.
And
some plot knotting.
Good one-liners. What about our man with the hair?
Oh, yes.
The other guy with a revolver, the gun twirling.
Yeah. You got the gun twirling and
man.
He's basically probably lead security of that warehouse.
It's a giant. It's a.
I don't even know what to call it. Yeah.
That dude's awesome. The mutant cat girl. She was darn awesome.
Yeah, she was.
Well, that's what I was talking about in some of our bad world building. They don't establish the universe very well at all. But apparently, in the real world, the whichever place is polluted, the surface world,
yeah,
that still has all the pollution, that they've had mutations.
Yep. She has.
But the only actual example of that is the little cat girl with kind of a cat nose and a cat like a ears and a
where it's like the ears are like maybe that much deformed. You get one small pointy back there, and that's all you get for each ear.
The director showed up.
Yeah, he played
one of the
fighters,
one of the enemy star pilots.
Yeah. That's always nice to see. Since we forgot to mention him, this was directed by Fred Olin Ray.
Yeah, this is a Fred Olin Ray,
who I've only seen. I think it was the Steven Seagal Sniper movie. I think that's the only other movie.
You know his name,
but
or at least somebody that's an Olin Ray.
But yeah, I could have sworn that I seen more, but maybe it was like a brother or something. There's a lot of Olin. So.
Keyboard score.
Yes.
We are once again in.
We did it.
The tall cotton of.
And
awesome, ongoing keyboard. Do you remember some of the time where it's just a guy?
Yes.
Going to town on one key.
Yeah.
For your action suspense, and it'll just be.
That's kind of what I liked about this was it kind of felt like the keyboards got cheaper as the movie went along. Like, to me, the opening keyboards and the strings sounded okay, but as the movie went on, it just kind of devolved, which is awesome.
They had some what sounded like, or what might have been, like orchestral.
A recorded symphonic?
An actual orchestra, yeah.
Yeah.
I will hand it to this movie.
Yes.
It again goes into our whole thing of enjoying things that are bad. But I will give them...
Oh, yeah.
This attempt at a...
Yeah.
Sci-fi...
After Blade Runner...
What it was trying to do.
Yeah.
Well, think how late of an iteration it is.
Yeah,
This was not long at all before...
We're past...
Like Sci-Fi 2.0 and The Matrix in them that was only a couple years away.
Exactly. So
So it's a really great example of later, early 90s.
Yeah.
You're still trying to rip off most of what was
stuff that's
great 80s blockbusters.
Stuff that's not ripping off the Matrix is basically. But yeah, this is great.
And how can you deny space action hero Matthias?
You can't.
And Beastmaster.
They
and what other space things that Beastmaster was in? We know Matthias from some other
Digital Man
sci-fi goods. I actually have to go back through that
here.
I don't remember him having many lines in it. It was kind of a Terminator thing where he's just kind of the bad guy that goes around as a nigh invincible robot.
Ah, okay.
Man.
Yeah.
But we at least know him from stuff like that and I Come in Peace, Dark Angel.
Yeah, he was in that too, with the Dolph. So
this still counts as my favorite one, though.
That
so much freaking screen time.
Yes.
What was the funny thing where he has to run down the hallway? Not with Mark Singer, where he has to say a line and then run down.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Well, I like to see how this ends, but I gotta run.
I'd love to see how this ends, but I gotta run.
Yeah.
And then literally runs off.
Yeah, he literally runs.
That's probably my favorite Matthias moment. I'd like to see how this ends, but I gotta run. And then there's another large European, hard to defeat action villain man.
Yeah.
In there. Remember? Our non-Schwarzenegger? It's a cross between... It's a Dolph Schwarzenegger.
I will destroy him.
Yes.
The assassin droid?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember him.
So great. It was like... You could tell he was also from Austria and everything.
Yeah.
Man.
So they really played into the whole...
What is your command?
My pleasure.
The whole T2 phrase.
I'm supposed to go kill Mark Singer. I will destroy him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy was awesome.
Yeah, if he fails, then you send in that guy. So. Yeah.
And you go through, you get this and that in your usual sci-fi usage enjoyment. If you can't use the world building of the plot, you can at least laugh at the parts where they... Remember the thing about the watch?
Oh, yeah.
Where it was supposed to have this major climactic emotional significance to Mark Singer, but then he didn't even explain it all the way until right after that?
After that, yeah. And how...
that he was like, well...
And I was...
The reason I go back to save you in our... what's it called? Love story, the trauma bonding of an action movie. Aside from, is because this watch represents how I completely failed in my duties before.
I didn't save her.
When it came to going back in the climax of the movie to save him.
So now I gotta save
that means
you.
I have to force the issue on. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does this great. And it's after the fact of they've gone through this whole... Remember, it was that music playing?
Yeah.
It was a wind-up watch.
Yeah.
The bad guy is going along, and you're supposed
going
to
along
just be...
slowly, and...
You're supposed to be on just this emotional... cliff crevice of the climax. And then afterwards, he's like, well, yes, that was because of before when I had a different wife, lady, and failed to rescue her.
My emotional intrigue was immediately stopped by my brain asking, how the hell did the watch get from him to her?
Which did they... Yeah, this is going to go back into the fact that this might have been heavily edited.
Yeah. I was like, well, how did she get the watch?
He's got it. That I could have sworn the last time you saw it, it was still in Mark Singer's possession.
Yes. Yeah, she didn't do a stealth grab or...
That you have to assume...
So...
He gave it to her, and that guy got it off of her.
Off camera, yeah. But I'm like, show the part so we can be emotionally involved. I mean, I'm asking a lot for like a mid-90s sci-fi.
That's what I said. You're going through it.
But it would be nice.
You get your enjoyment where you can.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's because of...
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Good plot craft and world building.
Yeah. It adds too.
I like those. I like most of the dialogue,
Dialogue's amazing.
unironically.
Yeah, dialogue's amazing in this movie.
Go ahead and safely call it my favorite Matthias entry. From what little of his I've seen, there's still plenty to go back to.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not...
And even look up the IMDb credits.
Yeah,
I've seen I Come in Peace, Digital Man, whichever of those Ron Marchini, either Karate Cop or Omega Cop.
Yeah.
Cyber Vengeance.
And, yeah.
Whatever he might have done afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Black Rose and Maximum Impact.
Maximum Impact,
in much later days.
Yep. So...
But, yeah. This so far is his thing where he's got the most...
Absolutely.
Screen time and lines and...
And just overall presence and...
Action usage.
Yeah.
Beyond the capacity of just one of the bad guys.
Yeah. So, yep. Yeah. Pick it up, stream it, it's on Tubi, so... But yeah, Cyberzone.
Anche donami, petone